Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you and welcome back once again to another class of another session of important MCQs for IE and IFS for the upcoming JAIIB examination November 2025. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see me properly and can hear me properly, then I'll quickly start the class. And today we are going to cover the important MCQs from a very important topic from where every year they ask at least two questions. And the topic is international economic organizations. All right. Chaliye, please give me a thumbs up if you can see me properly and can hear me properly. Then I'll quickly start the class. Guys, so you know the MCQ sessions for all the subjects are being conducted by all the teachers, right? Uh, जितने भी चारों सब्जेक्ट्स हैं चारों के लिए आपकी एमसीक्यूज क्लासेस चल रही हैं बाकी वी हैव ऑल्सो स्टार्टेड this particular batch, that is Arambh batch for the JAIIB examination for the month of November 2025. If you want to enroll in this particular batch, you can just use the coupon code Manish to get the extra discounts. ठीक है, मनीष नाम का कूपन कोड यूज कर लो. आई एम टेकिंग द इंडियन इकोनॉमी एंड इंडियन फाइनेंशियल सर्विस टॉपिक मॉड्यूल ए एंड सी. मॉड्यूल ए एंड सी आर बीइंग टेकन अप बाय मी while मॉड्यूल बी एंड डी विल बी टेकन अप बाय प्रकाश सर. ठीक है, चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं विद क्वेश्चन नंबर 1. Consider the following statements with respect to IMF and you need to identify the correct statements. IMF was established on 27 December 1945, not 44, with 30 member nations with India as a founding member. So this statement becomes incorrect because this date is incorrect. It was established, yes, on 27 December, but the year was 1945. And IMF and World Bank, both, my dear friends, were the results of the Bretton Woods Conference. Bretton Woods Conference, which took place in United States. Right, in this conference, USA, United Kingdom, and 42 other countries gathered together to discuss how we can restructure the entire world after the aftermath of the Second World War. Okay, and this resulted in formation of two organizations, IMF and World Bank, and that is why IMF and World Bank are together called as Bretton Woods twins. Okay. It is headquartered in Washington DC. Absolutely correct. It was created with an initial fund of $8.8 billion, not 10.8. So this statement is incorrect. Andorra is the 190th member of IMF, which joined it in 2020. This is absolutely correct. Along with this, IMF is headed by Kristalina Georgieva. The current chief is Kristalina Georgieva. Okay, Kristalina Georgieva is the current chief of IMF. So we need to identify the correct statements. The right answer will be 2 and 4, option B. The IMF provides technical assistance to help member countries strengthen their capacity to design and implement effective policies in 4 areas. Which of the following is not one of the 4 areas? So the IMF provide technical assistance, right, to help member countries to strengthen their capacity to design and implement effective policy in 4 areas, which are monetary and fiscal financial policies, fiscal policy and management, economic and financial legislation, and statistics. The fourth one is statistics. The right answer therefore will be socio-economic policies and frameworks. And जो IMF और वर्ल्ड बैंक बनाए गए थे, ठीक है, IMF का जो मेजॉरिटी काम होता है आज की डेट में, दैट इज फॉर प्रोवाइडिंग सपोर्ट कंट्रीज इन द बैलेंस विच आर स्टक इन द बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट सिचुएशन. ठीक है, उनको पैसे देने का काम करता है. एंड वर्ल्ड बैंक का काम होता है मेजरली डेवलपमेंट का. डेवलपमेंट, इट कैन बी इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट और सोशल डेवलपमेंट एज वेल. राइट, at that time these were these organizations were created in 1945. These organizations were created to modernize or to restructure the entire world. पूरा जो हमारा financial world था उसको order में लाने के लिए these two organizations were established. But as on today, the functions of IMF is to provide support to the countries which are stuck in the balance of payment situation, like we were stuck in the 1991 economic crisis. And the World Bank has the overall role of providing development support to the economy, to the developing economies and the underdeveloped economies. Right? Which of the following statements is correct with respect to IMF quotas? Quotas determine the maximum contribution of a country to IMF financial resources. Yes, quotas, my dear friends, क्या होते हैं? जब कोई country IMF का member बनता है, तो तो उसको IMF में कुछ रिसोर्सेज कंट्रीब्यूट करने होते हैं, ठीक है, एंड दैट इज डिसाइडेड बेस्ड ऑन द कोटा ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर कंट्री. Quotas are denominated in special drawing rights. This is absolutely correct. And special drawing right is a special is an artificial currency which derive its value from the 5 currencies, जिसके बारे में अभी हम next question पढ़ेंगे. Okay. Quotas are reviewed at least not after every 2 years but 5 years. Okay. Quotas are reviewed at least after every 5 years. And GDP of member country has been given the highest weightage for calculating quota for that country. बिल्कुल सही बात है. So option C will be the correct answer because we need to identify the अच्छा इनकरेक्ट कर लो भाई, इसको करेक्ट नहीं, इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट आइडेंटिफाई करना है, ठीक है, क्योंकि एक ही स्टेटमेंट इनकरेक्ट है, बाकी एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट है दोस्तों. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4, IMF lends to its member countries in its artificial currency known as SDR. I told you that the SDR is an international reserve asset created by IMF in 1969 to supplement its member countries' official reserves. The value of SDR is based on 5 major currencies. Which of the following is not one of the 5 currencies? The 5 currencies are dollar, euro, Japanese yen, Chinese yuan, and pound sterling. These are the 5 currencies based on which the value of SDR is derived. The right answer therefore is Russian ruble. B, option B is the correct answer. Consider the following statements with respect to the World Bank and you need to identify the incorrect statements. The World Bank consists of 5 arms. Yes, there are 5 arms of World Bank and together these 5 organizations are called as World Bank. Which are these 5 arms? IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, and this was the first organization that was established in 1945 along with IMF. Then we have IDA, International Development Association. Then we have IFC, International Finance Corporation. Then we have MIGA, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, and then we have ICSID, International Center for Settlement of Investment Dispute. India is not a member of ICSID, while India is member of rest of the 4. Okay, so this statement is correct. To be a member of World Bank, a country needs to be a member of IMF, correct? IBRD is also known as the soft lending arm. No, actually IDA is known as the soft lending arm because it provides interest-free loans. Okay, interest-free loans for the poor countries. पुअर कंट्रीज को ये इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन्स देता है और इसी के लिए हम इसको क्या बोलते हैं जी, सॉफ्ट लेंडिंग आर्म बोलते हैं. एंड इंडिया इज नॉट अ मेंबर ऑफ ICSID. बिल्कुल सही बात है, इनकरेक्ट बताना है. द राइट आंसर विल बी ओनली 3, ऑप्शन बी. ऑलराइट, आई होप इट इज क्लियर माय डियर फ्रेंड्स. Question number 6, consider the following statements with respect to IDA, International Development Association, and you need to identify the correct statements. It was established in 1945 with India as its founding member. Yes, India was the founding member, but it was established in 1960. In 1945, only one arm of the World Bank was established. That was IBRD, as I just told you. It provides long-term interest-free loan to the poorest countries for their development, and hence it is called as the soft lending arm of the World Bank. The repayment periods are stretches over 25 to 40 years, and there is a क्या बोलते हैं उसको, moratorium of 10 years as well. Okay. IDA also provides grant to countries which are at the risk of distress. So correct बताना है, ये भी correct है. The right answer will be option C, only 2, 3 and 4. Which of the following statements is incorrect with respect to the General Agreement on Trade, Tariffs and Trade, which gave birth to the WTO, World Trade Organization? WTO was established on 1st January 1995. Before that, there was an agreement on tariff and trade that is called as General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. It was signed in 1947 to establish free and fair international trade system among member countries. It is correct. It was then signed by 23 countries. ये भी ठीक है. Headquarters of GATT was at Geneva in Switzerland and hence WTO का भी headquarter वहीं पे है. Total 8 round of negotiations were held under GATT and Havana round led to the establishment of WTO. देखो total 8 rounds तो हुए थे, but Havana round was the first round, my dear friends, right? The round which led to the establishment of WTO was the Uruguay round. ठीक है, Uruguay round, that was the 8th round. ये 8वां डिस्कशन था, 8वां राउंड डिस्कशन था गैट का. इसके बाद फिर हमने एक पूरी फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बना ली एग्रीमेंट से, जिसको हम क्या बोलते हैं आज की डेट में, वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का काम वही है, जनरल एग्रीमेंट ऑन ट्रेड एंड टैरिफ को और ज्यादा हमने स्ट्रेंथन किया और हमने एक फॉर्मल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्रिएट करी, that is called as WTO. So the right answer will be option D because we need to identify the incorrect statements. Consider the following statements with respect to the WTO and you need to identify the correct statements. It was established on 1st December 1995. No, I just told you. It was established on 1st January 1995. Do remember this date. It is headed by Director General whose term is not 5 years, it is 4 years. And who is the current Director General? Dr. Ngozi Iweala. She is the first African woman to become the president of, to become the DG of WTO. The highest decision-making body is Ministerial Conference, and unlike IMF and World Bank, WTO has a one country, one vote system. This is also correct. So the correct answer will be option B, only 3 and 4. Which of the following is not one of the principles of WTO? So WTO, my dear friends, has 3 principles: national treatment, most favored nation, and special and differential treatment. In the national treatment, it is envisaged that the domestic products, that there shall be no difference between the domestic products and the foreign products. Okay? And in the most favored nation, it is envisaged that a particular country gives equal treatment, equal favor to all the countries to which, with which the country is establishing the trade. Sabko equal treatment milega. And then there are special and differential treatment which are being provided to certain special countries in special conditions. So trade framework among the nations is not one of the pillars. The right answer is option D. The last question for today. ये हम एक और क्लास करेंगे जो इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, इकोनॉमिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, इसकी एक क्लास और करेंगे. ठीक है, तो बाकी सारी भी कवर हो जाएंगी. क्वेश्चन नंबर 10. BIMSTEC is an international organization of 7 South Asian and Southeast Asian nations. There are 14 main sectors of BIMSTEC along technological and economic cooperation among the countries. Which of the following is not one of the 7 members? BIMSTEC stands for Bay of Bengal Initiative. Let's see whether I do remember the full form or not. Bay of Bengal Initiative for multi-sectoral technical and economic cooperation. Yeah, I do remember. Technical and economic cooperation. That is BIMSTEC. Okay. It has 7 members: India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. Okay. I think Maldives is not one of the 7 states, 7 countries. The right answer therefore is option C. Okay. Alright, my dear friends, that's it for today's class. I hope all the questions and their explanations are clear. If you have any doubts, please ask me, and you can join this Telegram channel to get the PDFs. And you can also go for this Arambha batch where we have already started the the coverage of all the subjects. Thank you very much for being with me. I'll see you in the next class on Wednesday. Till then, keep studying and keep studying hard. Goodbye, take care, and God bless.